We are very excited to have with us today on The Shape of Things to Come, Shirley Franklin, Mayor of Atlanta, and Sam Olens, he's Chair of the Atlanta Regional Commission. Welcome to both of you. For a moment, set aside the issues of the day and think about the next 50 years. And as you think about the next 50 years and 50 forward and the Atlanta Regional Commission's plan to hold these quarterly forums, what do you think the benefits are of really looking ahead as we plan?
Well, I'll go first.
Sure.
One of the benefits is you can do an assessment of not only where you are, but where you'd like to go. And the best way, the shortest distance between 2 points is when you've planned where you were trying to go. And I think Atlanta and the region needs to do some envisioning, some imagination, and really thinking out what do we want our grandchildren to experience in the region.
When you think in terms of that, Sam, does it help you visualize my grandchildren? What kind of life would they want? What kind of life would I want for them?
Well, absolutely. You need to separate the fires of the day from the future. And clearly, when you look at your grandchildren, my kids are 15 and 17, when you look at that, it enables you to, in fact, search for what you want the region to be in the future versus what it is.
Glen Hiemstra, the futurist that joined us earlier in the show, essentially set aside what he sees as 3 scenarios, 3 options that we could pursue here as we move forward. One was techtopia. We have a lot of brain power here. Should we be a techtopia? Could we be a techtopia? And if so, how do we get there?
Well, absolutely. We don't take advantage of the fantastic universities and colleges in Metro Atlanta. We seem to take advantage of them in the medical side, but not the other areas. And there's, we have fantastic schools on the south and the center, UGA on the north.
Let's point out the Atlanta Regional Council for Higher Education actually has 19 public and private universities, huge economic boom, and many of them are home to Georgia Research Alliance scholars. Really good, valuable brain power, and like you say, it's not just medical, it's across the board.
Well, it's everything and we have the ability to deal with the science, the chemistry, the IT. We have the ability to deal with sustainability, with green engineering, and really be a leader not only in the nation, but in the world.
Do you think we're doing as well as we could in capitalizing on that brain power right now?
Oh, I don't think so at all. I agree with Sam that there's lots more opportunity, and fortunately, the region under Sam's leadership at ARC and Arch, the region is coming together and there's a lot more opportunity for collaboration. Some people think that if you just sit down and have a good conversation, that's it. I mean, it's a lot of debate about what is the right direction, the wrong direction, what are the best practices. So I think ARC as well as Arch and the Research Alliance are the kinds of organizations that can really grapple with these tough issues.
I need to be at the table. All right, something else that Glenn had suggested, green living. Some areas in the metro region, I'll point out DeKalb County, has done a particularly good job of putting green space away, and Rockdale with bike paths. Do you see us being a green leader? Is that an area we should be pursuing? You know,
we had a parks bond in my county last year. It won by 72% of the vote. Everywhere you go in this region, people want more green space. The city of Atlanta, under the mayor's leadership, is working towards a green certification program. The Atlanta Regional Commission's working towards a regional certification program. It's frankly one of the issues that everyone agrees with is the need for Atlanta to be more green friendly.
And green doesn't just mean green space. I kind of positioned it that way a little bit when I asked you the question, but green means more than that. It's the environmentally friendly building, the environmentally friendly rooftops.
And it means connectivity.
Sure.
All transportation alternatives, transit, walking, biking, trails, and pretty much everywhere in the region, the leadership and the everyday folks are focusing more and more on healthy living. When you have a green community, you have healthy living alternatives. So I would say that we've taken some giant steps in the last few years.
Okay, but we want to do more.
Well, we have to do more because we also are growing fast.
Sure.
So we are losing natural green space, and we have increased flooding. So, I mean, we could make an argument that we're greener, and you could also make an argument that we're not very green.
But it also fits with the aging. As you look at the number of folks in the region that will be seniors by 2030.
Tripling of the aging population,
Absolutely.
Senior population.
And they're active. You know, no longer when you think of someone 65 or 70, do you think of them in the nursing home. You think of them as wanting to live in their own residence, as wanting to be an active member of society.
And many of them are going to be working longer.
Absolutely. And those trails, the sidewalks, the connectivity all help to have a healthier lifestyle.
That moved into the third area that essentially Glen had set aside, was making sure that we have the good livable communities for all of us, but in particular the seniors, so again they can stay in their home as long as possible. Look at this, if you will, the multicultural, multi-ethnic profile in the Atlanta region is a selling point. How do we capitalize on it and use it to our advantage to be not only a leader in the U.S. but globally?
Well, that's an exciting area, because I think people do look to this part of the country for leadership on diversity. It goes back before the civil rights movement, but it certainly is highlighted during the 60s and 70s in the civil rights movement. And now people are coming to Atlanta from all over the world, and they come for Margaret Mitchell and Gone with the Wind, they come for Dr. King, they come for jobs, they come for Georgia Tech, they come for business opportunities. And
International airport, weather.
They come for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons that I think we've been able to sustain that in migration is that you can find a place where you're comfortable in the region.
What do you hope to achieve with ARC's 50 Forward initiative?
It's my hope that through those series of forums, we'll be able to hone in on 2 or 3 areas that we can emphasize to move this region forward, so that in 50 years we'll be very proud of where we stand at that time.
What do you think, Mayor? What do we hope to achieve?
Well, I intend to listen a lot. I think there's some good ideas out there. I think if we listen to each other and do a lot less talking, that'll be one thing. And I hope to get some good ideas. And I hope that the region is ready to take some giant steps forward. And I know that Sam, through his leadership of ARC, has been pushing us a lot harder than in the past.
What are your hopes for Atlanta 50 years from now?
I hope Atlanta is the economic, cultural, and educational center of the entire region, and that people are as welcoming and as open to new ideas, new people, and new traditions as they have been during my 30 years here.
How about you, Sam? What is this place going to look like for your grandkids?
Well, it's hard to disagree with what the mayor just said. I agree with her. I think we have the ability, based on the intelligence of our residents and the folks who constantly move here, the universities here, the cultural amenities here, to really be the star not only of this region but actually the country. And we need to literally have that openness. We need to have that risk-taking spirit to constantly look to achieve.
All right. With that, I have to say thank you very much, Sam Olens, and of course, Mayor Franklin. A pleasure to have you on the Shape of Things to Come.
Thank you.
You bet. Your ideas for our future are important. To find out how you can become involved in ARC's 50 Forward effort to envision and plan for a great Atlanta region, please visit 50forward.com. Thank you for joining us for another episode of The Shape of Things to Come.